time. We have to keep that in mind.
We just hope that after our short discussion, people won't be like, oh, I was not part of it, you know. They notice.
I don't want your mom by you not move forward, version.
You not move forward, yeah.
At least everything that we discuss is being recorded, and you can always post it up there when we have a decision making to do. Post it, people vote, and we.
Sorry, gentlemen. This app can record both video and audio. So everything we're gonna discuss here is gonna be recorded. So I don't want to be unaware before you can't sue me. I recorded you. So you yourself, you can record it. I don't know if you had the privilege to do that, but we'll circulate the responsibility to host meetings. It will not only be infectious, or maybe another person is going to go around. And the information I'm just going to pass it on to you. You can log in and then you can go ahead, but make sure you record to a particular place and everybody can, have an access, especially the next host. So if we all agree, we have a 5-year. Some people came on, but some people said they're using data. They're not using Wi-Fi, so their data is low and they can't stay on the meeting for long. So we understand,
Right.
Yeah, especially our brothers from Liberia, some of them, they sent message in my personal inbox. They said they were using Wi-Fi, but unfortunately, they're not in Wi-Fi this morning, so it's data. And we all know the situation. Sorry for the background noise, guys. We all know the situation that in our country, some people, yeah. So if all of us here agree that we can go on with the meeting, I want to hear. I do.
I'm married ceremony. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do, bro. Tomorrow people will come and say, "Oh, I was not there. So
I forget what that people think. If you keep thinking about what people say, as long as we want to do the right thing and we're transparent, everybody will not be on board at the same time. But at least everybody will always have the opportunity to contribute, along the line. So,
so that means you do.
Yeah, we are saying
all right, so let's lay some ground rules. I know everybody is responsible. If we're plenty, I will explain, but I mean everybody understand. We talk one at a time. Right now, if anybody on the floor, you mute your microphone, or if you don't have background noise, you can keep your microphone on. You want to talk, you just raise your hand since it's video, and you'll be recognized, and then you can speak. So I have a few things here that I want to talk about. But before I do that, formally we have to introduce ourselves, and then our various, because we are producers, so our various production company, where we work, and stuff like that. And if you can give us just 3 minutes or 2 minutes, just tell us about yourself, what you do, because we need to know you and interact with you better. I will start with myself. I'm Infectious Michael, and my real name is Michael Dennis. And I'm a recording engineer and a producer. I'm also an entrepreneur, meaning I have some small thing on the side running. And welcome, Debo. And I run my own label, Heartbeat Records. And we have been in existence for a very long time, since 2001. And the idea to do this association is not from I alone. Other people have been having our ideas before, but I think we all see the need that when it comes out again, everybody should come together and put their hands together. So I just brought all the ideas, and everybody was like, let's do this, because I feel it's our time. If we don't do this now, there will come a time it will not be able to be done anymore. That's the first of its kind happening in this kind of way, where you'll have a lot of people from other places coming around, and being part of the process. And initially, when I thought about it, it was like producers in America here, the way they operate and the way people operate with them.
Michael, just to interrupt you, D-Boy, I think you need to mute your microphone until you're ready to speak. I will still getting that background noise, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. Let me try to do that quick and see.
Just mute it, and then.
Yeah. So
right.
I brought the idea, and then Pushano, he corrected me and said, this thing, it looked like, we have to do it, universal, worldwide, because we are all Liberians, And I said, oh yeah, it's good. After giving a careful thought, and then I threw it out there to everybody, and I was overwhelmed to see the result. A lot of people came on, and it is not about me. It is not about Infectious Michael. It's not about you, D-Boy. It's not about anybody here. It's about the bigger picture, because we are going to leave this. Our forefathers never did those things. If we do it this time, we would be going down in history. It's like these guys really started this thing. And, and then the young ones, because the young ones that are coming, their minds are brighter. Some of them, even they produce a better beats than some of us. But the experience, and then the length of time, and then the accomplishment we have done, that's why they learn from us. So that's just a little of it. I'll come back again, and then we'll go over the association and discuss the association. So next person.
All right.
Okay.
I said, raise your hands, please. I'll find you. All right, David G. Your phone, bring your phone closer to you.
Yeah, David G, your audio is a bit low.
Yeah. Really? I'm driving. You're sorry. I got driving noise in the background. You hear me now?
Yeah, much better though. We'll manage with that.
Okay. All right. My name is William Dia. I am a music, enthusiast, basically. I see myself more as a songwriter. I'm trying to be a producer. I just started recording maybe a few years ago. Well, a few months ago, seriously. I've been messing around studio equipment from all the way Chilton and days, New York Sound. I've been going around trying to learn, but I've really lately decided to start producing maybe a couple of months ago. But I see myself more as a songwriter. I used to be in Philadelphia. I now live in Texas. I left from Philadelphia because Coco moved there. So I left Philadelphia. So here we are now. I feel.
Next person.
Y'all can see my hair or no?
Yeah, D-Boy.
Guys, getting me there. Hello, are you getting me? Okay. Yeah, for me, I came on late because I had a little problem with my headphones. So I don't know.
Right time.
Is there anything that I need to know before I go ahead? I only saw you. I heard you coming in with a whole lot of things and what have you. I don't know if it was the right time I came in.
That was the right time. We're just introducing ourselves and what we're about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. For me, when it comes to the introduction, I think most of us here right now, we know ourselves. But the D-Boy, as usual, is D-Boy. I've been running the Merity Records, D-Boy Studio, even though I associated with other record labels like T-Bomb, the Las Vegas, and what have you. So basically, that's who I am.
This person.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, I'll go. My name, I'm Gerald Cooper. My name on Facebook is James Cooper because that's my real name from Liberia. But anyways, I'm an instrumentalist. I'm a keyboard player, and I started recording, doing music production for like 3-4 years now. And I've worked with Effectia a little bit, worked with Just Prince a little bit. I mean, I did work and they finished it up and vice versa, whatever. And I really believe that this can go far than what we expect. in Unity we can do so many things. He helping other people from all over. So I don't think we should take this lightly. I think we should just, like I put on the chat from the other day, we should execute, plan and execute, and we'll get things done. And I'm so happy to meet all you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Recognize.
I can go. I got my hands up. By way of an introduction, I'm Coach's fan, commonly known as Coach's Legend. Well, I'm a lover of music. You know, I grew up in it, and the love of my passion, you know, enabled me to meet great guys. I mean, to sit on a great guys like
Pretty low.
other great producers. I'm a pianist. I'm highly involved in the church music. Even though there's a time, yeah, I was into secular music and all that. I do a little bit of production. I'm always behind the big guys, you know, trying to get my way out and understand some techniques and stuff. I think that's about everything.
CJ.
Am I recognized?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Prakash Bestman, mostly known as Pochano. I'm also a music producer and a sound engineer. I'm also a rap artist. I'm also the CEO and founder of Telework Entertainment. Currently, we have a promotion and distribution platform, which is Hippo Nation. So you can catch everything about me at hipconation.com or Hippo Nation Facebook, Hippo Nation Instagram, so on and so forth. Yeah, I started production in 2002, 2003, and I came back to Liberia like 2005, 2006, and started being active in 2007. And I've interacted with most of the guys that are here, you know, and continue to do music. You know, I'm a great lover of music as well.
Moto G says, I know who's that. CJ.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe a second. I got stuff in my hand. That's almost home.
Okay.
I didn't get there to do.
What you say? The man got there, the man use it. Yeah, he's in Norway.
I mean, Norway, they're always in the net.
I know, right? Shorter days and longer nights over there up in the north.
But you can be talking while you're doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, Moto, we gotta be seeing your face. I think we can hear you.
I reached already at the mouth already.
Oh, okay.
We can see you. You reach it.
The man enter here girl already.
You going, they say you coming.
Yeah, I come and go.
I come and go.
All right. Most of you guys who don't know me, a lot of people call me Jara. That's my name from school, from birth. And musically or artistically, people call me CJ because of children. In the 80s, and I moved to the Ivory Coast where I started playing with Ivorian artists and started working in studios. When I recorded for Princess Patrick Givler in one of the biggest studios in Abidjan. From there, I started getting work as a arranger to produce Ivorian artists. And I started learning how to become, or how to be an engineer and producer as well. So I don't know how to say that, but a lot of experience. Even I haven't made I haven't made a lot of greater impact in the industry. You say, oh, I made hit song, as people will claim, but the experience is there. So, for most of you who don't know me, they call me Ja. The CD, CJ is. But the other guy he kept missing my name, calling me DJ. Yeah. I mean,
I think I have a network problem. CJ, you there? John.
to talk. At the same time, my colleague, my friend, Infectious was at the same time doing the same thing. So when we spoke, we realized that it was the best thing to do to have everybody coming together. So I'm glad to meet you guys. For those of you who don't know me, it's a perfect opportunity to get to know you. I will start sending you guys friend requests if you're not part of my friend list. I'm sorry I'm briefing because I'm working with a lot of stuff in my hand. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can carry on the meeting right now. We're going, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the other people, probably maybe I will send it. Maybe we might post a video after this. Welcome again, and we have two parts in this meeting, but we're only going to be discussing one part today, and the next part, like I posted in the chat group, we'll discuss it in the next meeting, which will decide which date we can use. So we know we started this thing, and it's not been too long. I don't think it's been 2 weeks. And the last time we met, and we were just few in Messenger, and some suggested that we try to raise more awareness so that people come on board, you know. But I've been around a little bit, and I've seen and known few librarian producers, and the other rest probably they're just under there. We don't know them, and they don't want to come out. But to the best of my knowledge, and some of us here, I think we've reached to a lot of people, you know, because we're like over 50, you know. In Liberia, we've sent the message out to almost all the producers there, you know, and we understand the situation that probably some of them can't come on because of this data stuff. So we understand. So they will get to know later. But we have to move ahead. We got to go ahead. So we got a meeting in two parts. And part one, I'm just going to summarize in part one what we can talk about today. If you have any suggestion, you have anything, you know, and then you can bring it up. In part one, I got part 1A and B. And the A, we're going to be having discussion of basic ideas concerning the setting up of the association. And then part B, we're going to be having a general meeting for approving a constitution, which we don't have yet. And then electing a committee to be in charge until next general meeting. And we'll be fixing subscription because we'll be talking about that. And then fees, if we should even talk about it at all, you know, fees. That will show some kind of commitment. And then in the same part A, on part A, which we'll be talking about today, is welcoming and the presentation of chairman, secretary, and treasurer, if we should even do some temporarily to be active until we can have a proper one. And then we have to find our aims and potential, you know, that we can work with. we will discuss financial matters, how, whether we even need the budget in the first place and how we can do it. Because if we say we're going to run an organization, we can just be around the place like no headed chicken. You know, everybody can just say anything, everybody can just come in, everybody can just do what they want to do. If we say we are a body and we're trying to do this, we got to do something that will solidify our ideas, that will make us legit, will bring that kind of dignity upon the group, so that people don't just, people can recognize, oh, this, want to do this. This is how the process is done, and we have a leadership that's in place. We are organized, and if we should be able to attract foreign bodies, these are things that we'll be looking out for. There is no time to waste. We need to move on. We need to start something. And so that's the agenda I want to put forth this morning. And if we should agree to do it, then meaning I would like to hear from you guys what you think. Yeah. Your mic is unmuted. It's muted.
CJ, I think you're packing your things, so if you can just mute your microphone because we're getting the noise. CJ?
Yeah,
just mute your mic. I know you, yeah, all right, thank you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to go for. So if anybody else want to.
Yeah, you want to say anybody else?
Yeah, I had a few concerns. So when we talk about an organization or an association, there are a few things, many things that come to mind. And a few of them that are running through my mind right now, or that have been running through my mind for some time now, is what do we stand to benefit from being a part of the organization? And what would be required of us to be a part, like you talk about commitment, fees and whatnot. And what's the plan? Like, what do I stand to benefit basically? So take for example, maybe we all as members of the organization, everybody, we should be able to, like, your strengths, your weaknesses. Like, we got experienced producers in the group who've been producing forever. Some of you produce hit songs, you have been leading the way for forever. Like you, Prince, I'm gonna say you, I'm talking about Infectious, you, Prince, Cheaton. Those are people who we know. I don't know about other people, but those are people who we know have been in the organization in the business for a long period of time. And you guys have the experience that we as the young producers coming up, we need to draw from. Just because we're young producers, we all have individual strengths. I'm a musician. I play multiple instruments, and I've been in the church. Like, my understanding of music is different, and music is trending now. So that might be something I would bring to the table. So how do we strengthen one another? What can we look forward to, basically, to not to take up all your time? What should we look forward to if we sign up to be members of this association, basically? I lost my thought, but I thought of things come to mind. I will present it forward. But basically, what should we look forward to as members of the association?
Anybody can get on the floor.
Yeah, let me address that if you don't mind. I think from my understanding with this whole the coming together of producers, sound engineers, particularly or specifically, primarily, my understanding is that we want to put together our strengths to make an impact in our industry as per our position. And if we are able to do that, then our personal benefit will also come along. What do I mean? For example, it's our responsibility to standardize the quality and sound of Liberian music. How do we put into place some kind of a mechanism or system that sets the bar for the best quality Liberian music that other young producers, or like you said, somebody like you who have the background as an instrumentalist, but drifting into actual production can have access to the experience or some kind of mechanism that will help put you, and your work, on track, so that when you start to put songs out, even though your style is going to be unique, but the quality is going to be standardized. You know what I mean? So I think that is one primary thing that this organization should be about. And also, the next thing I'm thinking about is what mechanism we can also put into place that makes us, the producers, benefit, not just in the short term, but in the long term as well. Because, like for me, when I came to Liberia, started producing, I was lucky to have made some influential songs. And even up to now, I'm plenty coming back as an artist or producing other artists. But somewhere along the line, I realized that, artists would come. Most of the artists didn't have money, but they would come, and whatever I would charge or wherever they would pay was just a token. And then after that, that's it. That is it. Even though the music, the work continues to be played out there and people continue to listen to it and use it, you're still not getting paid. And the way it works in other places is producers usually still get paid off the royalty every time the song is used. So how do we collaborate using our collaborative strength to make sure that even when your song goes out there, maybe if an artist pay you for recording the song, some mechanism through which every time the music is played, you still continue to benefit as a producer. I think those are two paramount things that I think this organization should be about. And if we can figure things out, I think it will help to shift, a lot of stuff. And lastly, in terms of the quality of the music, the sound quality is one thing, but also the identity of the music, and also advising our role as far as lyrical content, issue of profanity, or the kind of music that we think we want to put out as producers to help impact our society in a positive way. You know what I mean? How can we collectively set certain rules on what kind of lyrical content? Because there are most people that think that it's just all about firstly the fame and the money, but I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about the power we have to influence our society as it stands right now. There are a lot of things that is at stake, especially like we have a youthful population that needs to be informed and inspired. And we as producers, we also have a responsibility to checkmate, collectively what kind of material gets out there as far as orientating our youthful population about what is Liberian through our arts, but also the lyrical content from, moral standing or whatever. So those are some of the things that I think I'm looking forward to, what we could benefit as individuals, but also what we could accomplish collectively.
Anybody else? Thank you, Prakash.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's choking. Yeah, the very first thing before I answer the question, I would like to ask a question. If we go back in the days, like I won't count the 70s, I would say from the 80s. And now, what if we look at the industry, what are we lacking? Where did we fall short? Because if you look at other countries in Africa, especially West Africa, they are booming. They are moving forward in one direction. But our music is just all over the place. So what are we, or where did we fall short? And for me, I look at it from the foundation standpoint. There are fundamental issues that the guys before us tried to put forth. And we just came, maybe it's the war, we just came through and started falling along with Decade Coupe from Ivory Coast and other stuff. So my point here is, how can we establish something that will be Liberian oriented and it should be of a high quality and professional music. We should be, we should be able to tell, or people should be able to listen to our music and say, oh, this is from Liberia. I know there's hip hop, but they are just rapping. I mean, for singers, are we going to be singing R&B? Are we going to be doing this? And where does that start from? We are the producers. You understand? And we have a lot of power. If you look on the other hand, and lyrically, we can put up stuff that can educate people. You put up stuff that can guide people, not to be negative. You understand? So there's a lot of things that we need to look at when we get to this point. I mean, asking the question which direction we go, because we are handicapped when it comes to when it comes to dealing with the industry right now. We got the DJs doing their own stuff, we got the bloggers doing their own stuff. So how do we take control of this? So let me leave my point. My first point here is, how do we get back to those foundations that were laid before and move forward? Secondly, how do we control? We have the power to control. So how do we control? How do we control the market lyrically? Maybe my third point would be of, how do we induce quality and positivity into our work? And another big question is, are we together? How can we come together? Because that's number one thing. If we are not together, we're not going to move forward. Some people will be listening, they're just talking, they're doing other work. Some people not putting in input. At the end of the day, people just fall out. So how can we have the surety that we can move forward together? Need that togetherness, that unity. I don't know if I made myself clear.
Yeah.
People are chatting in response to you and what Pushano said. You see, that's why I asked why, what do we stand to benefit? Because before you even talk about putting control mechanism in to kind of censor people from doing certain kind of content and whatnot, there has to be something that they stand to lose if they don't comply. Take for example, if you say, "Oh, we don't want anybody putting explicit music, putting music out that will be insulting or demeaning to women and whatnot," like most of our brothers do nowadays. Yeah, it's their choice to agree or not. But what would either force them to or not to agree is, what do they stand to lose? So you see, that's why the organization, we have to put ourselves in a position that we have something to offer. When I say something to offer, we're talking about mentorship, we're talking about contact, networking, and all of that. So if you don't comply, you in your mind, you know that you stand to lose all of that. You understand? So that's how the control comes in. And look, I got very short time. I just got to the church. I should be going in right now for rehearsal. But there's a lot of things that we could really be doing, but I believe that some of those things are long-term and short-term. Children mentioned the issue about the quality and the foundation, and in the whole music thing. I think we need to assess ourselves as quote-unquote music producers right now and see where we are and how far we are, and compare ourselves to other industries and see how far we are, and recognize what we need to do to get back on par before we talk about anything else. For me, I believe that should be the first and foremost. Talking about controlling people content right now, it's a good idea, but I think we should leave that up to maybe the government right now.
No, listen. No, not in that perspective. When I make controlling, that's how I came in with togetherness. If we together, we come out with a decision and we meet DJs and we meet DJs, bloggers, and talk to them. This is what we have decided, and this is the trend we want to go. We're not going to embarrass anybody and tell them, don't do this, don't do that. No, we want to see which one works. If our procedure is going to work, and we're not verbally going to people and say, don't do this, don't do that. No. It's like when your artists come to you in your studio, you can educate your artists. You can tell them what's best. And I do the same in my studio. And the other guys do the same in their studio. We're not going to talk to anybody. At the end of the day, we are together in this group, and we can come up with a decision. We can meet the DJs. We can talk with the bloggers and tell them this is the trend we want to go. And let's see how we can work from there. Gradually, people with positive mindset will stand. People with negative mindset will fall off, and they will start learning and get on board. And the other point that you made, we should grade ourselves by looking at other producers. Well, I think we have everything. We got everything. We are talented. We got a gift. The only thing we need to do is come together
That's what lacking, that togetherness, that mindset, that positive mindset, that together mindset, that tough and strong mindset to be able to be creative. That's what lacking. Our identity stands for our position, so we don't have to really focus on other people. They have different culture. You understand? So we just need to come together and stand with what we know. We are powerful. You can look around today, like we're all in the churches, all over different stuff. And we just come together, boom, that's it.
Yeah. Just to address my man William. You know, you strike a very important point, which is what do people stand to lose or benefit by being a part of us? Obviously, we want to set a standard. There are a lot of us that are in this business that learn conventional ways. Like for me, I did sound engineering from a distant learning perspective. I applied at a school in LA and I did the sound engineering, distant learning. They sent me my material and I found a studio. I will study and then, you know, I will take my test and then go to the studio and practicalize. I didn't go to like a university to go, and there are many other producers that are producing that don't have no kind of formal education. We can organize seminars.
Number one.
Yeah, we can organize seminars. We can organize seminars. Are you guys there? We can organize seminars. We can even once we come together, we can invite world-class engineer producers to come here, or people, you guys over there get together and they come and learn, workshop and whatnot. There's a lot we can do as far as raising. So we just need to set, you know, draw out points that we know that is going to improve us individually. And then as people, you know, before you become a member, you have to sign on. You have to read the things that you benefit and what you will be required to do, that when we come up with decisions, you know, collectively, you have to abide as well. I don't think that should be difficult, you know, and, you know, knowledge sharing, you know, collaborating, networking, those are all benefits that each, you know, individual will be able to benefit. You know what I mean? So it's a very good point, but I think we already have what it takes to be able to craft something that, you know, will appeal to everybody, you know what I mean? But like Chilton says, it's just all about us coming together first with the mindset that we want to make a difference in our society, using our gift to make a difference in our society, not what we would personally benefit first. You know, that has to be the ground perception, that the way that things are, if we come together, we have the power to shift things in our society. You know, our music is power, and it starts with us. So if we come together, we'll be able to shift a lot of things in our society through the music. You know.
Legend.
Yeah. I just wanted to add up on a reason I see, you know, on one of the reason for this body. I know, you know, maybe, you know, we might be taking it, you know, a little bit light, but I think, for me, I think this is a great deal, because if we all can mention, you know, we've been talking about the Liberian music industry as a whole. We've been talking about an industry, a music industry as a whole. And the truth of the matter is that, you know, that there is no industry, there is no music industry in Nigeria. Why? I think these are some of the things, you know, that we've been lacking, because in order for a music to go out there, it comes from the studio. The studio, there is a producer. So the producers, because, you know, I'm kind of saying this because when Infectious started this, you know, when he brought about this whole vision, I kind of made a research, right? If you look at the United States of America, what makes their industry very strong is the producers, not the media. Is the producers. You know, America, the people who hold their music, they decide, you know, they decide without them, like without their industry, you can never make it. I don't care how many fan base you can get. You can never, like, you can never make it. You have to pass through the industry. And if you, whether Dr. or Timberland or whatsoever, you know, different record label, but then they are under one bonds. All these different producers, you know, I gotta figure out that, you know, they are under a bond that makes up the American music industry, be it gospel or secular. You know, if you don't pass through a proper channel, you can never make it in the industry. So I think, you know, one of the advantage of this body is, you know, one of the benefits of this body is, you know, setting up as producer, you know, will be able to set up a better set up the Liberian music industry, be it secular or be it gospel or what have you. I think we can control the media, we can control the audience, we can control whatsoever. Yeah. You know, yeah, that just, you know, I wanted to add on it.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for all the discussion we had so far. I made a mistake from the beginning, and I think I have to correct it right now. We cannot organize the meeting without temporarily selecting people to do certain things, you know. So we need a chairman for this meeting, which I already assume, you know, in that position already because of calling it. And then we need a secretary, meaning right now everything is digital, but we need somebody to recall everything we saying. We know it's being recorded, but we need somebody to pin them down, you know, to take that responsibility. So I would assume that already, you know, I'm in a chairman position because of what I'm doing right now. So we will need a secretary. Anybody can volunteer because this is a voluntary stuff right now. So who's gonna volunteer? Nobody want to volunteer?
Coco, you already started the chat room, man. Continue, Coco.
All right, let's
Be
go.
the secretary.
Coco, you be the secretary. You started taking something down. So
Okay, good handwriting.
yeah, I've been writing some things down, be writing some points down, okay?
I see Coco here. Coco still here?
Coco in the corner.
In the corner, swap.
Am I coming to be on mute for the rest of the meeting? Or?
Yeah, but just listen to us when you hire me.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
We'll put that thing up, man. What a problem. All right, so it was very important to for WG and then the rest of the guy to bring up, you know, that particular point. D-Boy, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like online when I went off, man. Phone battery was low, but I think we are talking about the benefits, right? Am I online? Are we talking about our benefits or so?
Talking about what does it stand? What do we stand to lose or benefit as becoming part of this particular thing?
Yeah. Okay. For what I think right now is and we are at an embryo stage. So when it comes to our benefits, I don't think it's a priority right now. What we should be thinking about is how to make this strong and how we can stand a chance of being successful when it comes to organizing this producers union. Because like I said yesterday, we have tried to do this. And I know for us Liberians, when something just starting, the momentum is there. And then when as time goes by, you realize that everybody starts to get weaker and weaker. So our prayer should be this should be successful. And I mean, we have a whole lot of things that we are going to benefit. Because for one fact, producers in Liberia are not that respected when it comes to the entertainment industry. Like we were saying yesterday, people just think that they make it on their own. When they start to make it, when they start to go where they can go and what have you, they don't regard the producers. Like I remember once in Fashion Michael posted that, and you say you can sing since you're adding frisky on we get or finish with your voices. You remember Infections? Right? So I mean, but they don't know that yeah, they don't know we are the brains behind them. And so we are organizing this to make them know the importance of producers. Not just producers, but engineers, because we know that there is difference between being a producer and being an engineer or what have you. So I think that's what we should be focusing on now to see the success of this union. Then later we can focus on the benefits.
That's good. All right, I stand with DeBoer on that point. Right now,
Infectious, if you don't mind, I would like to add that while the boys stress an important point, we cannot overlook what
wait.
Excuse me now. Let me come in. Because you see, everything it starts from the foundation. If the foundation is not right, then you have problems. Even if your long-term goal, your short-term, medium-term, long-term goal all must be drafted within the foundation. And then you say, okay, we'll stress on the short-term goal for now because it's going to make us strong. But in the process, we have a list now. What do individual stand to benefit? And then we can decide, and which one of the priorities will be short-term or long-term.
Yeah, I'm listening to a few things here as you guys were talking.
All right.
The reason why I say I stand with DeBoer, what he was saying, meaning I agree with what he was saying. The idea of even starting something is the idea of uniting people.
Right.
That's where I was coming from.
Okay.
I think the most important thing here is for us, because if you saw what I posted, the agenda, I said if we should agree on this particular thing, then we should make it known by saying formally to say, okay, let's join this thing, let's make this thing happen. Because all the points you guys have stressed, these are things, like you said, short terms and long term. Things that, but the first thing is to make sure, can this work? Can this thing hold? Because you can bring all the benefits now, you can discuss everything now. But when people don't hold together, don't see the need, I can state, because in the part A that we say here, we're going to be talking about the objectives and the aims, or the aims and where is it? You should have it in your chat room there. I said the aim and what is this stuff? Purpose of the meeting. Okay, aims and potential of Limpa. So if we are able to come together first and agree that this can work, because that's one of the major challenges we have in our community, for things to hold. We can get excited after 1 month, 2 months, and then things just go down like that. But if we can say, let's make this work, because there are enormous benefits that an association can obtain. But first, we had to agree that yes, we can make this thing work, and we pray that it can hold, because that's the most important thing. Every time when I pray, I say, God, there shouldn't be another fun. People just have fun and then that's it. There should be something that can really hold, because other people are watching us. We've been complaining about our industry. We complain, but we producers, we don't really complain. We work. We are business people. But now that we are coming in the light, it is important that we convince. But hey, J Music, mute your microphone.
J Music, you can have your stuff on speaker and have your microphone on. I think
yeah, but mute your microphone, please. If you are recognizing, you can unmute it. So we've been complaining, we've been talking. That means there's something lacking. There's no unity because everybody's all over the place. Everybody's talking, complaining, this not working, bloggers doing their own, promoters doing their own, artists doing their own, and stuff like that. There's no unity. So I always say it starts with us and it ends with us. There are a lot of benefits. I can start naming the benefits of being part of an association. I can name them, so many of them. But if we can't have the idea of saying, let's join together to make this thing work, first of all, then the benefit or whatever we'll be discussing and anything so that's why I said, do we have the need? Do you guys see the need of this thing happening for us to make the thing happen? Because if we see the need for it, we all have challenges. Everybody, everybody has experienced some kind of disadvantage in this particular developing entertainment industry. Some of you has been working forever. You have never been recognized before. You have never been recognized by these quote and unquote awards, shows, and stuff. Some of you are doing enormous work. You have never been recognized. Our work is out there. You don't get credit for it. There's so many things. So coming together first and seeing the need that, yes, I want to be part of this. Then we are moving on from there. But if we start discussing, the benefit, right now, I can see the benefit. Probably Pushano, probably one of you guys here, you might enjoy it. Some people might not enjoy the benefits, but we are trying to lay the ground rule for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, can this thing work? Can we work together to make this thing happen? Then, yes, we can make it happen. How do we move forward? Then we start discussing the rest. That's how I see it. Because for them to stand, it will take the grace of God. Some even our own brothers who are in this group, some of them, they are even saying without things stand. They have doubts. So we have to have that conviction that, yes, we want to work together. We want to make this thing work. And why is the way forward? And that's what we start discussing the purpose of which we are establishing this stuff, like the aims and the potential. So that's how I see it. Go ahead, Ushano.
In that respect, first of all, we all been here. We're all Liberians. Like, we all been here. We know our mindset and our society. I have resolved to the point where, first of all, some people take time to jump on board, and some people hesitation is based on past experiences, right? Mm-hmm. So there is a need. I don't think there's anybody in this group, or even some of the people that have not joined, don't recognize the need for us to come together. So there is no question, all right? What we need to do, what I would advise the body is that we don't want to dwell on, what if, or some people hesitation or whatnot. The potential, the enthusiasm that is available, we build on it. If we have 10 committed people that are enthusiastic enough and committed enough, let's harness that energy, that positivity, and run with it. We shouldn't act on fear or favor or of what somebody else would think, because I know us as like be doubting. As soon as you start to make progress, everybody jump on board. You understand me? Huh? Yep. So the need is there. The need is no question. I have no doubt. I don't know if there's anybody else here that has any doubt. You know what I mean?
That's why that's why I was saying.
In respect to what you're saying, I mean, you are right. But look at the past where people have this fear that they're not going anywhere. But I see in the perception that they start the break. What I told investors is that let's try to get people on board. Let's try to convince people. Let's try to get that fear out of people. We need to start something like before and fall back. We don't want to start and fall back. So I mean, I personally too.
The thing that is going to convince people not to cut you off is action. When people have doubt or wherever the past is, we got to let go of the past and focus on what we have in our hand and make the best out of it and set an example. That's what we have. That's
right. But looking at the fact that we Liberian people, we know how to do our thing, what stage we reach and we fall. Now in the music, everything. You know
yeah,
it.
but I don't know on that, bro. We can use that as a reference, but we shouldn't dwell on it. Let's take what we have now. Who's ready to run now, and let's run. People will fall in place. Let's not build our decision or let the past to create any kind of doubt or fear. Look at how many people we have in the chat room already. You know what I mean? Let's run with it. Let's set goals. Let's lay ground rules.
We're not stopping. Maybe you're not understanding what I'm saying. We're not stopping. We're going ahead. But at the same time, we're going ahead. Those who falling back, they use our energy to be able to bring them back on board.
They will come. They will come. Once we start to make progress, they will come.
This is something that we don't feel. This is something that we don't want to have any doubt. People not educated to that level to understand. Some of them to understand the level in which you and I understand. So we got to help them. That's all. That's the main idea of bringing the things together. If not, man, I could stay here in Norway and produce what I want to produce. The thing is like being here, the industry. That's what I want to bring everybody.
Yeah. So, Don, it is true. Why you say it's true? And Cristiano, why you saying it's true? Nobody disputing what you are saying. Anybody got a mic on, please? You got background noise, just mute it. Not talking, please. Now, the thing is, bringing people on board, that's very important. That's why we put
somebody got a phone on speaker and they got a mic on. Because every time you talk, there's an echo. I'm getting that echo. So if you got your phone on speaker, your mic, please.
Yeah. So bringing people on board, we will continue doing it. We can't stop doing that. That's everybody's role and duty in this group. To spread information. Even when we started, I don't know how many people in the chat room has even shared the page. You know, I put in the chat room the last time, I said people not sharing the page because you could be friendly with other Liberian producers that we don't even know. And because you share it, that producer can come on board and he too can share it. But how many of us are sharing it? You know, like I said, it's not about anybody in this group, not me. You understand? So even if we decide to go on, people will still come. And our intention as, because we can say Liberia and then we leave Liberian producer out, we have to reach out to them. Unless categorically they state that they don't want to be part of it, then that is clear. On the other hand, you can't force people to be part of something that they don't see the need of being part of it, you know? So I believe you are here because you believe and you want to start something that is going to live on. My only concern, like I said, if you are here, then meaning to me, you are ready for us to move ahead, ready for us to go ahead. So there's the need for this particular thing to work. That's why you are here. So like the boss said, you know, we should pray for it to stand because we know our Liberian thing. That's how it always is. You know, I must say sometimes I'm a human being. I'll get discouraged at times and stuff like that. But that shouldn't deter another person because the other person is discouraged, so we can move on. So that's why we need to set the ground rules now, and so that we can and start moving on. That will make my screen be a.
My dear, Stazo,
You know,
what have you done?
What are you doing?
Who come here and sit down in the plane?
What if you can do to the screen?
Juniors?
I might have to take him off the group and bring him back, and maybe he'll come back again. Yeah, so that's it. So okay, you were talking about benefits and stuff like that, so there are so many benefits. If I would name so many benefits of a union, I've been making some research. First, if you're in a union or you're in an association, you are already covered. That's the first benefit. You are covered, and it's like an insurance. If you're part of an insurance company, you are covered. Certain benefits, you just entitled to it. But first of all, you got to be part of the process. Be willing that yes, we'll take up this. And if you were given responsibility in the group, you have to what? Take your responsibility serious. So we can be discussing amidst of different suggestions. We have to get a ground rule. That's why when I came out, I laid the foundation. I said we had to discuss the ideas concerning setting up the Limpa, meaning because we can't just be all over the place. Everybody, we're just talking about things. We got to get a structure. When we get a structure, then we can make plans. Or we make the plan, we get a structure. So right now, what I would say, if you want me to name some benefits that people will get before we get into that, or to convince people that yes, this thing will be done, I can do that. Or if you want for us to move ahead and start with other things, then we can go ahead. So
let me just say something. You know, the benefit. Look, we've been for years, man. What are we expecting? The country industry, the industry is down. What personal benefit you want to gain right now is not going to help. The thing, the number one benefit is to take the industry up. That's all.
Unity first. Yeah.
That's it.
Get it up.
That's it. Unity. So that's it. Unity. To take it up. So meaning.
And what you're gonna get. That put that thing aside. Right now it's about about breeding this new stuff we're trying to do to make it stand up.
To breed, yeah. Fertilize it.
What you can contribute. That's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna get in the end, what I'm gonna learn, all that kind of stuff, all those things will fall into place when we stand up.
There's a process, yeah. If the process starts, everything's gonna be falling into place. And that's why we will need a body, a structure, and then a constitution.
That's the word. That's the word. That's the working tool.
Yeah, constitution. Because we can't form a body with no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where the rules will come in place. We need rules, regulations. And in this, everything gonna be there. Where you gonna benefit of? What are gonna benefit you? What will be the punishment? And where we heading? Who is qualified to be member? These are things that will help you, or that will help the group to stand. Because, like I said, we can't be there. Everybody just fly all over the place. We got everybody. The other person will come out and say something. If one person, if we are a group and we are united by one law and one regulation, and something goes out there against the industry, and one person stand to talk from this group, meaning it's the whole body speaking.
Exactly.
That's what we're trying to do. That's the division. That's what we want to bridge that gap. Because the division is too much. The other person will come out and say this. The other person will be all around the place. And the other person, it has been for long, and we're not going anywhere. So the need for this is very important. But we cannot carry on when we don't have leadership. We cannot carry on when we don't have a constitution. We don't have a law and regulation that can regulate the whole body to say everybody will pledge our loyalty to Limpa, because this is what Limpa is all about. So when you speak in regards of, in the context of Limpa, all the way. Go ahead.
So moving forward, I think what we need now is some kind of steering committee. And that steering committee will be tasked with the mandate of putting together a constitution, and also setting up the possibility for leadership, and also legitimizing the organization. Once we get those three things in place, then I think we are ready to go. So that's my suggestion.
Chat, coaches, whoever is in the meeting, what y'all think?
What do you think? Because we're looking for waste power now, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, like infectious talking about structure. You know, if we get an interim structure first, you know, and tax everybody and see how we can, you know, set up straight because um if we it would be good to, you know, people that are not here, you know, when they coming in, you know, when they come in, they will already meet something, you know, a foundation,
Exactly.
something that is already established. So this should be, you know, today should be, you know, the establishment. So when people come in, you know, they can meet something on board that, you know, like, yes, you know, this is serious, this is a movement, this is, you know, this is, you know, a body that is out for business. You know, so I think, you know, yeah, that's a great idea.
Staying with you.
Yeah.
So, meaning we have to set up a temporary committee.
Yes, that's what we need now. Because let me add that the thing that is going to, I can guarantee everybody here, the thing that is going to make us stand and not fail are two things: structure and leadership. A lot of organizations that have been formed, from my experience, the reason why they fall apart, number one, bad leadership, the lack of transparency, the lack of commitment of leadership to the collective goal rather than personal interest. You know what I mean? When you start to create a kind of situation, now you create, but once you have committed leadership, transparency, and execution of goals and mandate, then you start to build credibility. People start to see results. People want to be a part, man. You know, I mean, it's just, so I think we can if we find some kind of 5-person or 6-person or whatever the number we decide committee, and task that committee with the responsibility of putting together a constitution. If we want to raise funds to legitimize the organization, and also setting up the possibility for election, for proper elections, then we you know, we go about it and start to move forward.
That's what I posted in a group this morning, and we need to move. We need to move. We need to move ahead.
Yeah.
Because all this thing we're talking about will never work when we're not structured. The responsibilities are not given to people. So we need to set up the structure and then have a constitution, something that can guide you, so that you can work out of space and work within space. So when anybody is defaulted, then the same group can say, look, this is not working. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. Thank God for the internet. Now we're just like in the same hall right now. So these are things we should do. So I don't know how many of us here, we are about, we are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 here, 7 participants. So we can be about 5 to 7.
Or everybody here can be a part of the steering committee. Since we are, you know.
Dibo, what are you laughing at? So everybody can be part of. What you're laughing at, Dibo?
Yeah, is it? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Is it because we are 7, so everybody can be part of it?
No, I mean, I want to just put number, you know, and leave. I mean, we are the people that have demonstrated the will and
yeah.
about, you know, so I don't think it should be, it's just a suggestion, you know.
All right, so
Yeah.
ourselves right now, we can do it among ourselves and distribute the temporary responsibility. And then, so the floor is open.
Somebody
we can ourselves, everybody know. What is it?
Say, I want to give you a position. Yeah, that would be an advisory position.
No.
Yeah, but that's a position, CJ. What happened? Advisor that position, bro.
No member will be advisor. No member will be advisor in the group yet.
No member will be advisor.
You want the responsibility.
Advisor will come from outside the group. Honorable advisors. Nana Chito. All right, so it's open up. Let's see. All right, these are the positions we want to cover temporarily. I think I'm putting this stuff this morning.
Yeah, okay. Infectious when it comes. Yeah, what I think that is a nice idea, but for me, I don't have problem of holding any position, but because of the situation of our entertainment industry, and so some of us now are gotten engaged into other businesses. So I don't want to like hold a position that I won't be committed to right now. It depends on the kind of position, though.
Yeah, why you
but,
should say, man?
yeah, it depends on the position. But so it depends on the position. But you can list the positions again. Good. Maybe I will try to pick something from there, or you can give me anything you think.
Progress.
Yeah. I think one of the fears we have in here is to undertake responsibility, giving our different hustles, right?
Yes, that's it.
Do we need to actually form position, or do we just form a committee and then tax this committee with those things that we mentioned? Because, like, for example, putting together the Constitution, right? We will need legal advice. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think it's just we that here going to put me. I never put together in no Constitution before, so I don't have working knowledge on that or expertise on that. But I know somebody who is very he's an old hand, he's an old school, he's very wise. We could bring somebody on board, we could set a time frame on, and then if we give them our points, they drive something, then when we review it and we can see what we want to add, what we don't want to add,
Awesome.
And so I don't think we should focus on so much on allocating people. I think the primary thing that would be of more important now is somebody, the secretary or whatever. Maybe we'll do that after we present the Constitution, because setting up our database of membership, collecting data on our membership, instituting dues and whatnot. And that whole administrative part is something that maybe it can come after we have put together the Constitution and presented it to the body, and then we want to go for election or whatnot. The primary thing right now is a Constitution. The Constitution is going to have everything inscribed in it on what we want to achieve, how members benefit, and so on and so forth. So maybe just
but I mean, if we happen to leave position, because everybody know we mainly talking about structure. So I think and we can do that internally. I mean, it can. The body
what position you want to take right now? What kind of responsibility are you willing now to undertake? Are you willing to be secretary, vice president, or whatever it is?
Secretary.
No, the position I outline.
Of election, stuff. We could just form a committee that
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense.
So what we need now, what we need is we need chairman that will chair all our meetings until a proper election is done. I'm not say president right now. Yeah, and then we'll need a secretary.
You need general secretary that will put down everything that is.
Put down everything that will be document everything that will be discussed.
Yeah.
And give us information on to the members concerning the Constitution, because right now it's constitutional. The next big thing, Right. Then after the Constitution, the next big thing is the election, because the Constitution is going to list the eligibility or the criteria with which you will be qualified to run for a position. So, yeah, because, so we need a chairman, we need secretary, and basically we need a two, because we don't have any financial stuff now, so we can't put a treasurer there. So those are the two positions right now. Secretary, a lot of work with the chairman, meaning you got to be listening with the, and then we'll need a membership committee. At least we need about 4 persons who can list with the secretary to find out what is happening to the Constitution. And then our ideas will create an opportunity where people will give in their input, what they want to see, you know, and then we can take their ideas, we list it, the secretary can list it, and then the one or the lawyer or whoever that is, you know, in that position to do it can look at it with what we already have and give it to them, and then they will look at it based upon the laws in Liberia, and then based upon because there's a labor law is also involved because we're working, you know. Did I see somebody hand up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, recognize. What's up?
Yeah. Just what you are saying, that's right. You need 2 persons like the chairman and the secretary. Then without that, you also need how they call it, the committee for forming the constitution. That is the constitution committee. This committee is going to work in line with both the chairman and the secretary.
Yeah.
Like you were suggesting that we all that are here right now can form part of the officials. So the rest of the people, because right now we are looking at you as the chairman, and how you call him, T. the Legend, has already volunteered to be our secretary. So the rest of us and any other person probably you would like to add also
you
can
know
be
what?
part of the.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll make an objection. I think the secretary should go to Pushano since he's in Liberia and he got an idea and already got he got an idea with I know whoever you know he can connect with for the Constitution purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. What I was thinking. You are right. Then Bushano will be the head of the Constitution Committee.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Since he said he knows someone, then some of us can list with Bushano. Yes. Any information can be passed on to you and T Legend up there.
Okay.
I don't know how you look at it. That's my suggestion, right?
Since T Legend has already started taking down minutes and gathering some information, we'll work together. What I will do is I will contact this Papi that I'm talking about, Mr. Bruce, Ernie Bruce.
Okay.
I will paste his contact in our chat room. Everybody can go and check him out. And then I will talk to him about what we're trying to do. And then we schedule a new meeting where we'll bring him on and tell him what we want to do and where we are. And because primarily we want to do a constitution that is really effective. And you understand me? And then we hear what he has to say as far as moving forward. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, that's good too.
No hang 1 year boss. Advisor.
We'll work together, bro. The information I already have and whatever, you know, moving forward, we can gather together and work together.
Using the information is very important, so everybody have access.
Exactly.
I feel so happy working with
I'm going to put the video, the meeting, the everything in the chat room so everybody can see. We're not putting it on the page because whatever we discuss in here become private. This is not for other people to see. No. Non-producers or bloggers or whoever. No. And
I wanted to advise you. So if you're talking to that guy, I mean the lawyer or somebody, you know, let's keep it in the, you know.
Definitely.
Is that what?
I said if he's talking to this lawyer, let's make sure we keep everything, you know, in our box.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Everything should be right here. We just want to come out and people like, you know, oh, these guys have really been working. Wow, they are organized. And, you know, that's the kind of report and we want to hear. We want to hear, you know, our information flying all over the place. You know, oh, T Legend or this person or the other person. No, it's still right within the group. The privacy of this group is very, because these are some of the things we'll put in the Constitution. You can't take things from in our group and carry out there to non-group members.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
I got a question.
Yeah, Trey been putting a hand up, my man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So what you guys think about, the way we have like multiple peoples? How about just in case if somebody up in the same position, two people having the same position, I think we might have that problem with that. Let's say somebody want to be executive and other person want to be executive. What will you guys do about that?
I didn't understand that question. Go again.
Two people that have the same mindset of one position, and both of them want the same position. What do you guys think about that? Let's say if somebody want to be executive, and the other person want to be executive. So how will you guys handle that?
You mean
election? Time for
That's
election.
we moving by election, right? That's why you have election. People will vote.
Okay.
People will campaign.
Right now, what we're doing, we're appointing because it's temporarily. We're not doing election here because everybody got a passion to carry on this thing. So everybody's volunteering right now. When the election comes, we'll scrutinize you based upon what is in the Constitution. We're not going to do anything outside the laws we're going to create for ourselves. Everything is going to be there. That is going to be the guideline to your term or to your office. Yeah. Any other thing?
No, not right now. No. I'm just listening.
All right. So there was something that is pending that I wanted to bring up, that I wanted to involve. We know it's kind of complicated, but producers and it's about promoters. The promoters, they play a very major role. But when it comes to like brand promoters, we can't really substantiate them because we got all kinds of promoters, all kinds. But we got some that are real legit, some that are registered, some that we've been seeing the evidence and stuff like that. So in the future, I would like to suggest that promoters become part of this process, because promoters are the main ones that bring the events, that call the artists, that do the live shows, bring the band, bring the sound engineer to take care of things, bring the producers to record events and stuff like that. So if they can be part of, they are the ones that sell artists and stuff like that. So that's just a thought.
Yeah. So in respect to what you say, what I want to do is to have this in a box, all in a box. We can come out after and create something else that will involve those guys. You understand? But we can always come back to our box and make our decision what we want to do, because we're not in the same category, so they can somehow play on our efforts. So what you're saying is cool.
I like the spirit.
I second CJ because
the man advisor play a role.
The other thing, Michael, you mentioned that, and I was thinking about it after we, and we have to understand that these promoters, right? They have to form their own organization.
Right.
Once we organize ourselves, we will work with different organizations. You know what I mean? If we contaminate with people, everything makes a buzzer, we'll have issues, because the producer's objective, the producer's goals and objective might just be different from, if you look at it personally, you know what I mean? Might just be different from what promoters will want to be trying to achieve. But I can tell you, at the end of the day, we will always have a strong influence on whomever. You know what I mean? On whomever. Promoter can have show if they don't have music.
No. So long we are well organized, have one word, we communicate. So this is why we want you guys to work with us.
And it's clear, it's fair, it's transparent. We're not trying to exploit anybody. We're just trying to protect our interests. I don't think it would be a problem. Promoter can have show without music. They need artists. Artists can perform if the artists don't have music. You see what I mean?
All right.
So let's try to put our stuff together And gradually, you know, I think a lot of those guys will follow our example.
All right. So basically, we, 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 we at the end of the part one for the first meeting. And T Legend,
Yeah.
do you have any information that you want to relay so people can make their conclusion and stuff like that?
Before we relay, I just want to add on the what you guys were saying just now, and I think in time to come to, the the promote like you just mentioned, the promoters, in time to come to the DJs and what have you, will be, they will have to work with us, in the sense that, I mean, we know, everybody, individually, sometimes, somebody will come out, to want to enhance their musical talent, production, or whatsoever. But time will come, before you become a Liberian producer, you have to be part of this body, because if this body is structured in the in the nearby future, this would be the Liberian music industry right here. Yeah, this would be the seat of the, everybody here would be the pillars of the Liberian music industry. So, what will be given to our audience will be left with us here. What will be given to the promoters, the DJs. If you carry our work to DJ, which studio is this? I mean, is this producer part of the Liberian producer? These are questions that will be asked, before, like whatsoever sound go out there, it's like this body will control the Liberian music, whether you in Norway or you whatsoever part of the world, as long you're Liberian and you're a producer, which means you honor this body, you will be able to control, will be able to control our sound, will be able to control our production and our industry. So I just want to buttress on that.
Let me just say something. I know when when making the constitution, we looking at living from one step to to the next step. You look at all the other countries around; they have some signature in their music. So let's just say, for example, C Legend come up with something and have a strong signature in it, and we all know that it's something we can put our hand around and and build up on it. And those are things that I would think we should look at. And you can come up with something and play something in your music that has a signature. We all can use the same signature in our music. That we have to create a direction for our music. It's very, very much important. Those are things that we're not looking at. And you lay on Ghana music today, lay on Ivorian music today, lay on Nigerian music today. But if one of our own can come and create something, let lay on it and be able, to create a direction that everybody, can follow.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we can put that in the constitution, or we should just, lay as a framework for people to follow, when we trying to move forward.
Yeah. Yesterday, when we were testing out the Zoom, Pushano, Stone Lakshan, I think KZW, we're all talking about it, and it's very important. So that's something we'll look at for the benefit of this group, to see how best we can do. Even in times to come, we can even suggest that Liberian culture and traditional symbol be infused into the curriculum, especially in the elementary and junior high school. So kids start learning their culture, start learning those things are important, because these are things that generate income, fund for the country. Tourists come; those are the places they want to go. They want to see Liberian dance, do their own dance, their own culture. The way back in those days, people used to do them. Our kid, I used to see it. So these things are very important, vital. But because of IT now, everything is just wiping off. But if you wipe out the history, it's like you're wiping out your whole life. You can't do without it. So the young the young ones that are here, we'll have to encourage them. We can't discourage them. We can't tell them, say, the music you're doing is bad and stuff. No, we don't want to do that. we just have to encourage them the best way. Even if you know them personally, you know, relate with them personally and encourage them, you know, that would be a very good platform for them to accept the future of this particular association.
At the end of the day, let me just add, Margo, at the end of the day, it's about Liberia. And when it comes to that, we will not compromise or back down in any form of manner when it comes to the role we have to play to preserve Liberian cultural heritage. In the Constitution, we can put premium on certain way on how people benefit more if you reflect more of the Liberian identity. It's fair, you know what I mean? Everybody has the will to indulge in other genres of music, but we are Liberians. We must respect and preserve and pass on our culture, our cultural heritage, so that we can place premium on producers, and you understand me, that will put more emphasis on Liberian cultural sound. It's only fair. You know what I mean? So there's ways we can do it. So for the Constitution, I'm going to talk to the guy. I'm going to talk to Mr. Bruce, and then we'll see if we can add him to the chat room for the sake of just for the Constitution issue.
One of people who call them honorable or honorary members. You know.
Exactly. You know, he's somebody that is very vast in a lot of stuff, and he can help us, you know, steer us in our process. And then maybe when he comes, but I will tell him everything that we discussed already, briefing, and then we'll add him to the chat room. Everybody can interact with him, and then maybe we can stage another meeting, you know, via this.
For the purpose of those that are in the meeting right now, and those that came on earlier, because I know this is being recorded, so maybe we'll go again. So for you who is in Liberia, you can list with D-Ball, and then you guys can, you know, take up I already sent you some materials before.
Right.
And whatever we need to add, you know, we can just look at it, and we'll bring it up here again to discuss it, and then see what we need to be inside, what we think not fit us, you know, based upon, and we're not doing it based upon only one location. This is global stuff. So when you guys meet him, you know, we want, but there should be some law in it that will restrict it. That, I mean, Liberian law, because of the name Liberia that is attached to this, and there should be some particular law for the universe, you know, because we have producers from all over, you know. So if I'm working in Liberia and I'm receiving $200 there, that doesn't mean I can take $200 in the US or Australia. So that's how we want it to be done. Yeah, you know, so when you and the ball and whoever you were destined over there, but I suggest that those who in the meeting, you know, can do that. And then you can get back to us here, and we can stage another meeting, and then see if he can be part of it. That would be nice. So
not a culture, Margaret, did you circulate what you sent to me with the
I didn't.
Okay, so what we'll do is I will talk to him, share that with him, and then once he comes on and we agree on moving forward, we need to create an email address for the group where every member can send.
Everybody got an email sent already, and the Limpa got an email. I created an email.
Right.
Whoever is going to chair, the secretary or whoever that is going to be responsible, they will send that email out to everybody for them to see it, and then everybody can bring it on in our next meeting, or when we decide to go over that constitution, everybody can bring it, and then we'll all look at it. It shouldn't be in one person's hand. It will be in everybody hand, or in your laptop or your tablet or your phone, and you can look at it. We stress the point and we discuss the point. That would be the sole purpose of that other meeting. Nothing else we'll discuss, only that constitution. And everybody's okay with it, and we're going to sign it, and you're going to sign it, and then we're good.
Yeah.
So, do we sign and send it back to you?
You're going to sign it digitally. We'll do it in a way that you sign it digitally. Okay. You can sign it on your phone. You can sign it, you know, on your computer. and then just send it back and get a copy. So it'll be the record that you agree with this, so that we don't do something tomorrow and you say, I wasn't part of it.
Right.
Yeah. So
exactly. And Michael, while we go through that process, I would also want us to open the possibility where members, if you have any other idea, for example, some of the concerns that was raised, send an email to our email stressing your point. So we have all those things, enough material, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when whoever is going to write that stuff will provide them with all those things, even though there might be some stuff that will be repetitive, but let everybody have their input. They can look at all those things, couple with the technical part or the professional part, and come up with something, then we can review it.
So after this meeting, we're going to put this video up in the chat room, and then the next thing is we're going to put it up, post it, and that we're trying to make the Constitution, and those are temporarily chairing whatever committee, we're going to put it out there, and that between so and so time, you know, we need people to post their ideas, you know, in the chat room or the email provided.
Yeah, send it to the email.
Yeah, what you want to see, you know, in the Constitution, you know, what kind of laws and rules, regulation you want to see, benefits you want to see, anything that come in your reach, within your reach, you can post it there, and then the committee will go, they will look at it, and we'll fix that document, and then from there we'll bring it back to you, and you can review it in the next meeting. So that's it, right?
Yeah, great.
So we had a successful meeting today. In the meeting, to summarize it, so many points were raised by people, by producers in the chat room. WG talked about what would be the benefits, you know, if we or anybody else want to be part of the program, be part of the organization, what are they going to benefit, you know, by taking a step to bring themselves in. And we address it, you know, that without no organization, there will be no benefit. So some people came out that we can't discuss benefit right now because the organization need to be started first. We need to see the need to come together first, to identify the need, you know, and we all agree. In unity, you know, that's the first thing. Organizing seminars, push on the break or seminars in the future, you know, we can bring seminars out, world class producers and other stakeholders in the business universally can come around, you know, and talk, because when we are together, these are the things that will happen, you know. If we're not together, it can't happen, you know. And so basically that's it. And then to conclude the summary, we talk about first, you know, setting up a temporary committee. The temporary committee will be able to, you know, chair things until Constitution is started, and then based upon the Constitution, we can host a election where we can elect leaders, you know, to be part of the head the process universally. And one thing I want to say, after we've done that, and the committee that we started or that will be elected will be responsible. The president or the whatever position will be elected. All those people will form a particular committee, and then they can decide who should be the head for Liberia branch, who should be the head of America branch, who should be the head of Australia, wherever we have Liberian producers, in which continent or wherever you are, who should be the head there. And, you know, because we're looking at the bigger picture, because of you on our side, we can get so many connections to help the organization. So we're not going to limit it only, you know, because you the leader for the whole thing. So everything should go through you. It should be the center. No, like we can organize your program, or we can those people in America and say, look, we're sending a group of producers. You know, we contacted them and they come to Liberia. You know, they come to here to help you on that side. You know, so And then in the future, we all can advocate for a national studio, a bigger one where every producer, you come from out of the country, you go in the country, you want to work, you can just go there. You know, you have your reception hall there. You have, these are things that I want to do so that tomorrow we can go down in history. We say, these guys, they not only, I don't have to get $1 million from all of my recording before I become successful. But so long as we put something down and people are able to see it, you know, that's the bigger picture we are looking at. So anybody that come here, you share these things with them so that they don't look at it like, you know, we are in our own interest. Nobody's in their own interest yet. You know, we all be doing our own thing, you know, separately, but it's not working for the nation. It's not working as a one body. So if we're able to do these things, there are so many things, great ideas. Some of you guys will even invent. Some of you guys will even recommend this group. Once the group start being productive and prosperous, you guys will start feeling proud, you know, inviting other people. This is what we're doing. Check our website and this, that, you know, and people will start like sending you materials. People will send you different things. Some people will volunteer, you know, we want to help you all do this. Group will come together, say we're going to Liberia. You know, so many things. The picture is too big, you know. So, if I don't have anything to say again. So, the chairman know how to close the meeting. Anybody can close the meeting if you dare and you second the motion of everything we have done, said here today. That's it.
Yeah, I want to say, you know, I will start working, you know, based on my intern position actively on, you know, after this meeting, because, you know, I was, you know, appointed unknown to me. So I don't have any information right now. You know, I don't have any organization information right now. But, you know, I will start actively, you know, maybe some after here some information will be, you know, throw out to me, you know, open to me, and then I will be able to release it out there. But you can pardon me for today. For what you so doing.
Sorry.
I think the meeting was great, you know, and productive.
Okay, Bushano, or advisor, or anybody, you want to close us?
Let me. I'm not already closing, but let me just add something. Along the way, I suggest that, you know, to encourage other people, let's try to see if we can have maybe not from Africa now, but if we can, where you are or where I am, maybe I can find, you know, a good producer that can, you know, get involved with. So just add, to get some words to encourage people, you know, 1 or 2 words to encourage people to get on board. What make this important, you know? So at least to give ourselves some, you know, some strength. So people want to do videos or other people coming.
Man, it's time to come. We'll invite Timberland, my man. Timberland will come, you know.
Yeah, you understand? You totally.
We'll be surprised on the kind of people that will come and affiliate and associate with us. Most people
from my end here, it's not like, you know, big thing, or it's not difficult for me to get somebody on board. You know, there's a lot that we can do. Even we can even get fundings. We can do a lot of stuff that can.
So many things. But we gotta, like we say, you know, that thing that we put on first.
Come together first and make everything strong. Let people know our goals, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm in it, but I mean, if those other guys who are listening and watching us, begging them to get on board. This is something that's going to work. You know, I can see the fruit out of it. Let us come together and be able to, you know, take it to the next level.
So, Pushano.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, you're working now? We're just waiting.
Yeah.
So approximately, what's the time?
I will get in touch with Mr. Bruce before the day ends. If possible, I will go see him at his place if he has the time. But between now and Monday, or between now and tomorrow evening, I will meet with him, share the entire idea with him, and try to bring him on either into the chat room, you know what I mean, or arrange some kind of conference call or whatever. But I will really lay out exactly everything that we discussed and what we're trying to do. I think it's something that he will embrace, because currently, let me inform you guys that You guys know that the music union has been in titles for a long time, and Mr. Bruce was the first music union president of Liberia in 1986. He showed me some documents then that you will be very stunned to see. And he's currently pushing now with the Ministry of Information to see how, you know, they can try to hold some kind of elections over there and whatnot. So I think if I also tell him what we're trying to do as a producer, I think he will be interested in jumping on board and helping us, you know, and make sure we achieve our goals. So it won't be anything difficult. Once he comes on board and he advises us, I think because he's not a lawyer, maybe the next thing we might need is to find a lawyer to advise us legally in the process. Once we put a constitution together, the next thing, we'll do some of our fundraisers to go and register our organization. We'll go for election, man. From there, you know.
So, yeah.
We'll start from there. So, any information I get, I will drop it in the chat room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the next meeting, the next meeting, what we'll be talking about, that's the approval of the Constitution. Then we'll be talking about election of the first committee. I mean, the first people that will take office, start working, in election of president, other position, you know, and then we'll be talking about budgets and fees, if people should come in the Constitution, you know, should want to join the Constitution, membership fee and stuff like that, because you can't get an organization running without whether we should do it based upon country to country or we should get a standard price in one currency. We'll discuss all that, and then we'll outline proposal for future activities, you know, in the next meeting. So the next meeting, that will be it. It's in the chat room. You can go back there. I posted there, you know. So if there's nothing else.
Yeah, I think we had a good day today, man. I want to appreciate everybody that made it a business to be a part. And I'm 100% confident that we can make the difference. Like I said earlier on, let us not dwell on our past. You know, you always have to use your past as a reference. And, you know, we can use it as a reference to not fail. I think, like, we learn from it, you know what I mean? If we come together, we just stay focused, we can make the difference. You know, the way we were thinking 5, 10 years ago, we're not thinking like that. I think 5, 10 years ago, everybody here or probably thought, okay, you know, I want to do it on my own, or I can, you know what I mean, I can make it. But we've all realized that collectively, we are more powerful. So let's go that route. And obviously, we will succeed. So thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody. If we're not friends on Facebook, Prakash Pesman is the name. Please send me a friend request. I will be looking out for you guys as well. So if you see a friend request from Prakash Pesman, please accept it. And let's connect more.
And then please register your name or your devices, please. They all want Moto G6 Plus.
Exactly. When you
I
come
know me talking to. I'm coming to it right now.
Moto G.
I see hello Moto yet.
Hello. 7-8. We want to see the thing there. Suppose you see, are you see iPhone 10s now? They wanna try me.
I know, right?
Hey. My Motorola doing the same thing that your iPhone doing.
I say Kasapa. I ain't know what they call Kasapa.
Oh, Kasapa, what is
this? Remember that you need your money over there.
I know. So, gentlemen, yeah, man, we appreciate everybody for being part of the meeting today, and I move to close the meeting right now. So, if all is in agreement, then I can close the meeting, and then the rest can continue in the chat room.
All right, I do second. Blessed day to everybody.
All right, y'all have a blessed day, man.
All right.
All right. Thanks to you guys. Have a nice day.
All right.